moving from right to left on your screen, Croatia in the familiar checkered kits. The names may be less familiar. Underway as Andre Mariner gets us started at Upton Park. And it is Argentina in possession. Verhini getting his first touch, the new man now. He's playing alongside Federico Fazio, an all-Premier League center-back tandem today for Argentina, with Verhini playing for Sunderland. Fazio making the move from Sevilla to Tottenham in the summer. Alongside Matteo Bonetti, I'm Andres Cordero. Glad you could join us for international action here on beIN Sports. A patient approach, and Javier Mascherano lending a hand in the build-up. Enzo Perez, marked by Kovacic, the young Interman. Perez hitting the brakes, running into a bit of danger. Zabaleta, the intended target, the ball just rolling beyond the reach of the Manchester City fullback.
And you saw right away Javier Mascherano dropping back as almost that third center back in the lineup. We'll be curious to see if he does that with the fullbacks getting forward to provide some width.
Well, we did talk about Carlos Tevez getting back into the squad for the first time since 2011. For Croatia, a couple of players who would be here are missing. Ante Rebic suffered a shoulder injury. Gordon Schittenfeld out with a foot problem, both missing out due to their injuries. That meant the 20-year-old Rijeka defender Mate Mitrovic gets his first call-up as a replacement. He's available on the bench. There's a ball given away by Fiorentina's Milan Badelli.
It's a very young team for Croatia. A lot of the players ply their trade in domestic action with either Rijeka or Hajduk Split. And it's a big test for them going up against one of the powers in world football.
Fazio. It is Sime Vrsaljko wearing the captain's armband for Croatia today, the 22-year-old Sassuolo man. A chance to see plenty of his games with the Italian club here on beIN Sports.
And that tells you exactly just how young they are. Vrsaljko was the starting right back for Croatia at the World Cup. Did well. Joined Sassuolo in the summer. Loves getting forward and also able defensively when he does come and track back as well. And this is a man that's going to be pictured quite a bit today.
First chance for Croatia. Sent across to Vrsaljko. The shot is on his right foot if he wants it. Back across the penalty spot. Javier Mascherano cleans up. Ever Banega needs a second effort. Still not out of danger. The shot from Antolic takes a deflection. It's out for the first corner kick of the match.
And right away, Argentina's defense tested, and it's Vrsaljko playing as the winger. We were just talking about him and had all the space in the world to play the low cross. Didn't find anybody. Bit of a clumsy clearance in the end as well by Ever Banega, just trying to play it low. Was looking for the big striker chop in the attack, and already forced into action. The Argentina backline.
Around the penalty spot, the defensive header. Tracking it is Kun Agüero. He won't get there. A chance for Mateo Kovacic now from distance. Slip through for Antolic. Across to the edge of the 6. Romero lets it go wide.
That's brilliant work, Mateo Kovacic. He's going to become a household name. If you haven't heard about him, he does start for Inter, and that's one of the things he does so well. That little ground through ball that he sends over. Has to work on his scoring skills, but his passing ability and vision are of a player well beyond the years of only 20. Mateo Kovacic.
Argentina with Tata Martino preferring to play in a 4-3-3. It's a different look from Alejandro Sabella's days at the World Cup. And of course, it's a different look for Lionel Messi, who's tucked into the right wing rather than in the center in that false 9 role. Back for Verhini. It's a player that was linked to Barcelona during Tata Martino's days at the Camp Nou. Full head of steam now for Vrsaljko. He's got the supporting run from Duye Chop, and he finds him. Back for Kovacic. Now Milic. Govian Milicic slipped through for Vrsaljko. He's not going to be able to get there.
Good work once again, Croatia sending the fullbacks forward. But with that Argentinian attacking line, have to see just how exposed they will let themselves become. Still some good work there on the right flank, and Vrsaljko always looking to make that forward run into space and send it in for Chop.
Well, apart from the 4 debutants for Croatia, there are 3 other players who are just making their second appearance for the Croatian national team. Gives you an idea of just how young this side is. It's one back by Enzo Perez. Messi's first touch on the ball, and the crowd erupting. Messi onto his left, slip through. Ever Banega has that deflected. It's going to be a corner kick. No, goal kick, as it didn't come off of a Croatian player.
First taste of Lionel Messi for the Upton Park faithful, and you can see just how excited they are. Looking for Ever Banega on the edge of the box, and Banega back in La Liga. Played a long time for Valencia, now with Sevilla, who are in the top 5.
Banega's through ball is intercepted quickly. Back out, chance for a counter now on the far side. It's Marin Leovac. Kovacic given away. Zabaleta. Mascherano. It all the way back for Verhini, who finds Federico Fazio. Mascherano with Banega. Dispossessed Banega, but Not legally, says Andre Mariner. Antolic, the guilty party. First free kick opportunity for Argentina. It's played short with Angel Di Maria getting his first touch. Messi, good turn from Lionel Messi. Got past one defender, not another. Mascherano's through ball. Well, Niko Kovac talked about the necessity to defend in swarms, one-on-one against the likes of Di Maria, and Messi won't cut it, but that team defending, and look out on the counter-attack, just beating the offside trap. It looked as though he might have, he is not. The flag goes up. All called offside is Milic.
And again, it's Kovacic breaking forward as he does in that central role, and the idea was good, but just about a yard or so offside. It's a good call by the linesman.
So you may be asking yourself, where is the likes of Dario Sarna and Ivan Rakitic and Luka Modric? They're all patiently waiting in Zagreb ahead of that all-important Euro qualifier against Italy in San Siro on Sunday. They'll play no part. That includes the likes of Ivan Perisic and Mario Mandzukic. But a chance for the future of Croatian football to test itself against the present of the Argentina national team. Banega with Di Maria. Back from Mascherano. Over the top looking for Kun Agüero. It's to the back post. He's brought down by Christian Ansaldi. Stolen back by Di Maria. Angel Di Maria, the Manchester United man now, looking for space to deliver the cross. He's blocked by Jedvaj.
It's good tracking there by Jedvaj. And Roma was the team that plucked him out originally. They were really high on this kid. Said he has tons of speed for a center back. Now plays for Bayer Leverkusen. Another one to keep your eye on.
And now the first corner of the match for Argentina. Di Maria's delivery toward the penalty spot, skipping past Federico Facio, and we'll do it from the other side now. Here's a good look at Dujic, the Dinamo Zagreb man. One of two Zagreb players getting the starting nod today, the other being Domagoj Antolic. Kalinic preferred today to Daniel Subotic, the Monaco goalkeeper. Instead, it's the Hajduk split man making his debut. Another ball carelessly given away, and another chance for the counter now for Croatia. It slipped through for Milic. Sharbini, dispossessed by Mascherano. Still Sharbini, though, wins it back. Plenty of space in the attacking third for Croatia to find their passes. And then given right back to Argentina. Berhini. Lionel Messi. Messi hits the brakes, gets past two defenders, but he's obstructed. A foul's going to go against Croatia, a free kick for Argentina.
And you see the other way, Kovacic finding so much space in the center of the park. That's Javier Mascherano's territory. And we know how dangerous Kovacic can be if he has just a little window of space to find one of those surging through balls into the attacking third. And the pressure, not the highest right now from Argentina. Just letting Croatia play, and plenty of talented youngsters.
Regini. Retreats to Romero. And Mascherano entrusted with playing the ball out from the back. Enzo Perez. Federico Facio with Lionel Messi. Messi turns past one defender, now taking on a second. The through ball is just picked out by the fullback before he can get to Zabaleta. All over the top looking for Dujic. Santiago Verhini was the first man there, now Mascherano. Perez. Angel Di Maria, the intended target. It gets past the head of Kun Agüero, but not quite far enough for the Manchester United man. Bearing down now is Kun Agüero. Badelli. Milic. Retreating with Versalico. Jedvaj. Antolic. And Versalico. It was a disappointing start to the World Cup for Croatia, and of course a disappointing finish, but they probably should have done a lot better against Brazil in the opening match in Sao Paulo. And certainly deserved more than a 3-1 defeat. Mateo Kovacic is onto his left now, lays it off. And Croatia struck first. Anas Sharbini, from a difficult angle just inside of the area, makes it 1-0 to a young upstart Croatian side, stunning Argentina at Upton Park. It's the first career national team goal for Sharbini in his second appearance for the national team.
And once again, Mateo Kovacic given all the time in the world. And this is what he can do. He picks out Sharbini on the edge of the box, who takes it first time. Here's the play again. Look at all the space that Kovacic has. It's been the case for the first 5 minutes or so, and then just plays this ball right into the path of Anas Sharbini, and it's brilliant work holding off the defender from Kovacic and then just finding the winger there on the edge of the box first-time finish, cools you like right into the bottom corner, and nothing the goalkeeper Sergio Romero can do about that, but fantastic work from the Inter midfielder.
A quick restart for Argentina, wasting no time to get the ball out to Sergio Aguero. Aguero dispossessed. One back by Enzo Perez, over the top, looking for Messi. Messi has that poked away at the last moment by Antulic. Argentina looking for the quick reaction. Messi wants to play this corner even quicker.
You see nearly the entire crowd out with their smartphones taking pictures of Lionel Messi as he's ready to take the corner. One of the few players that can really star-strike anybody.
Messi toward the near post. Aguero was there. The defensive clearance comes from Versalico. Mascherano looking for Messi once again. Tucked in on that right side like his old Barcelona days under Frank Rijkaard in the early days under Pep Guardiola. Lionel Messi, and for very good reason. A lot of talented center forwards on this Argentina side. Gonzalo Higuain, Sergio Aguero. Even the likes of Rodrigo Palacio, who got a look not long ago.
Almost incredible. Remember in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, at times we saw Argentina line up with 5 at the back, and with the attacking wealth that they have, it certainly seems blasphemous at this stage to ever even consider that. But instead, Argentina's 4-man line defended well at the World Cup. There were some doubts originally, but this is an all-new look at the back for the South American side.
And Saldi wins the ball back momentarily for Argentina. It's all the way back to Facio now. Lays it off for Mascherano. Enzo Perez.
Saldi, another player that hadn't really gotten a look in during his time in Russia, then went to Atletico Madrid, where he splits the left-back row with Guillem Siqueira.
And from the looks of it, he'll be splitting a little bit less, as Saldi looks to have taken a bit of a stranglehold on that fullback slot under Diego Simeone. To get us back underway now is Christian Ansaldi. Plays off of Di Maria, and Saldi cannot control the return ball. It's out to touch for Croatia. Kovac, the 43-year-old, is under contract for the 2016 European Championship in France, and that match against Italy of utmost importance as they find themselves level at the top with the Azzurri of Group H. 9 points apiece. It's a Croatia side that are on a 4-game win streak since crashing out of the World Cup against Mexico. They've made a perfect start to 2016 qualifying in Group H. Qualifying process beginning in October, and kicked off with a 2-0 win against Malta, followed up by a 1-0 win against Bulgaria, and then a 6-0 win over Azerbaijan. So 9 goals scored, none conceded as of yet. Of course, the degree of difficulty ratcheted up significantly as they take on Italy.
It's a really great chance for Niko Kovac, the Croatian coach, to assess the next generation of Croatian players coming through the ranks. Very disappointed they didn't get out of the group. Mexico and Brazil at the better of them with 7 points. In Croatia, only 3 points in the group stage during the World Cup. Their only win coming against Cameroon, so underachieved a bit there. And obviously, as you said, Andres, we're unlucky not to get more against Brazil in the opening match, where Brazil really did not look too convincing.
Enzo Perez with Sabaleta. Lionel Messi goes over the top. The ball's delivered for him. Now Messi against Leovac. Slipped through by Messi. Sabaleta with a square ball intended for Banega. Still not out of danger yet. Mascherano playing across to Angel Di Maria. Defensive clearance comes first. Sergio Romero coming off of his line to meet it.
Really sublime by Messi, though, to get that space in. That pass in perfect little channel that he created, always double-teamed.
Through for Sabaleta. He's got some work to do to get there. But in Leovac coming up with a defensive stop. Just over a quarter of an hour gone, and Croatia have stunned Argentina with an early goal. 11 minutes in. Charbini, the Rijeka man, in his second appearance for the Croatian national team. A moment he won't forget as he scores against the Albiceleste clad in blue today. Angel Di Maria cross toward the back post. Sergio Aguero coming up with a creative side-footed chance. Controlled by Kalinic.
And a brilliant ball by Di Maria. Saw the run being made. He was onside. And it was a difficult angle for Kun Aguero. And just gets it with the outside of his boot. A shot we're used to seeing from the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Would have been quite a spectacular effort, but was right into the path of Lovre Kalinic.
And credit to Croatia for playing the ball short and on the ground. Nothing of the sort of bombing the ball upfield and hoping for a counter-attack there. Trying to connect their passes well in midfield, and a lightning-fast counter-attack has proven to be the difference so far. There was the goal scorer, Charbini. Square ball through. Still in possession now, Croatia. Antulic. Laid off for Badeli. Milic is looking for the back post cross, has it blocked by Mascherano. And Vergini. Now Enzo Perez looking to settle things for Argentina. Over the top intended for Angel Di Maria. Out to touch for Argentina.
Think about this Croatian defense. 3 players making their first cap. Jedvaj on his second cap. And what a way to go up against Argentina in the first match representing your country. Likes of Messi, Agüero coming right at you.
Messi seeing that one through. Leskovic will pick it up for Croatia. Give it right back. Here's Vergini again. In some ways, you can feel for Gerardo Martino during his days at Barcelona. He was signed on to replace the late Tito Villanova, but given no signings once he was announced as manager. Of course, the inclusion of Neymar, a significant addition, but Martino having no say in what team he would have at the Camp Nou. He certainly needed a center back, and as mentioned, Santiago Vergini was one of the players that was mentioned as a potential reinforcement, but that center back reinforcement never came. The ball in from Versalico, defensive clearance from the other number 2. Facio, now a chance on the counter. Here's Lionel Messi. Messi against Leo Bats. Messi with the through ball for Agüero. Agüero onto his right, dispossessed as he ventured into the 18.
Good defending so far. Marko Leskovic making the sliding tackle there.
Videlli. Milic with Antolic. And now Milan Videlli. Sima Versalico. Enzo Perez winning it back for Argentina, playing it all the way back for Sergio Romero. Banega. Di Maria. Oh, dispossessed nicely, Di Maria, by a counter-attacking chance. Douye Chop, of all people, the center forward.
And you see Chop drifting off to the right wing as much as he can, and Kovacic makes those runs through the middle. Alongside Anas Sharbini, who's shown some lovely technique so far, scoring the goal, and always looks good in his first touch as well.
Well, the understanding wasn't there, but the speed is for the recovery. That said, it ends up in Federico Facio and having to blast the ball out of danger. It's out to touch for Croatia. 20 minutes gone now, 1-0 the score. Sharbini broke the deadlock in the 11th minute. Romero easily controls. Sergio Agüero, brilliant control from Kun Agüero. He's got 2 men in front of him. One is Jedvaj, gets past the first, bending toward the back post. The save comes from Kalinic. Well, Agüero with Argentina's 2 best chances to get on the score sheet.
Absolutely incredible there from Kun Agüero. Was looking for that top corner, and really a fantastic save by Kalinic. Called into action once again. This time, really had to make it.
Vergini a little bit casual to get there and nearly gives it away to Antolic. Kalinic does come up with it. Now on Saudi. Messi, again tucked into that right wing. Slip through for Banega, fouled from behind, and this time the whistle does go outside of the area. It's as soft a foul as Mariner is allowed today, but it is nonetheless a foul just outside of the 18.
And Leskovic holding his hands up because he knows that this is almost like giving away a penalty. In this position, right on the edge of the box. Have to tip Lionel Messi's left foot to get on the end of this, or so many choices to take the free kick, but I think we all know who it's going to be. And Kalinic knows he can put his whole team there as a barrier. And it's probably going to go right over and take that little dip at the end.
44 goals for his country in 96 appearances. We'll call it 95 and a half for the moment.
It's not bad for a 27-year-old.
Players typically at their peak. Messi seems to have been at his peak 10 years ago. As a 17-year-old. Here's Lionel. He'll go for goal. Near post is denied by Kalinic, who's on his toes.
Well, it did get over the wall. Did well to have it tip. Let's take another look at it here with the slow motion. We're just going for that near post, but good work from Lovre Kalinic. He had it covered.
Chance on the counter now is Antolic. The goal scorer, Sharbini. Plenty of space for Charbini. He'll find the overlapping run of Leovac. Ball squared through to the penalty box. One back by Ansaldi. Banega nearly giving it up as he slips inside of the 18. Angel Di Maria. The easy pass. Messi on the far end. The ball finding its way to Lionel. Messi against Leovac now. Messi against Charbini. And Messi against Badelli, but he finds the pass to Ansaldi. He thought about the shot. Instead, he tried to chip over the goalkeeper. Doesn't quite get there. Jedvaj. Milic. And now Versalico. Under pressure from Di Maria is Sima Versalico. Off of Di Maria, last touch, and Croatia have a throw-in. Versalico again, the Croatian captain, past a sliding challenge from Ansaldi, and Mascherano now giving chase to square ball, one back by Facio.
It's great work there from Mateo Kovacic, taking on his man. No one was making the run though, in the middle of the box. Well to get by Ansaldi. He's had a lot of work to do, always venturing forward, and then has to deal with the likes of Kovacic and also the fullback, Šime Versalico.
5 minutes left in this first half, plus added time. One back by Badelli. Charbini making the run. Now in the space is Kovacic. Letting it back for Milic. Very casual from Ansaldi as Milic able to come up with possession very easily. Now Kovacic. One back by Banega. Angel Di Maria making the run at the near side. Mascherano looking for options in front of him. He'll find Leo Messi, but play it back instead for Verhini. Now Messi. Starting off almost as a right back right now, Leo Messi. Zabaleta in front of him. The first sliding challenge won't get him. He's got 2 more to beat. Make that 3. Square ball for Banega. Wanted Messi back over the top. Banega running into a wall, so he'll retreat to Perez. Now the back cross header is in. No one on the end there to meet it.
Well, Croatia tried double teaming Messi in the opening 10 minutes, and they said, you know what, that's not gonna work. Let's put 3 around him at all times. But Milan Badelli and Tolic, they just have no answer. Every time he gets the ball, goes by them far too easily, as he has done against most opponents. And then always finds the mismatch in the defense to send that ball in.
Argentina trailing since the 11th minute, but they certainly have carried the tempo and had the bulk of the chances. Lovre Kalinic has been called into action 3 times. He's made 3 saves. Scooped up. Now Messi. Facio. Mascherano. Given away to Leo Messi. A few sentences less dangerous, or more dangerous than that in the world of football. Enzo Perez now trying to dribble himself out of danger. He'll find Zabaleta. Back for Perez, the Benfica man with some work to do. Finds Messi. Squared to Di Maria. And Saudi stretching play out toward the wing, but it's Messi. The give and go with Banega. He gave, but he never got. Versalico is dispossessed by Banega, but illegally, says Andre Mariner.
Right now has to do world of confidence for Croatia. Niko Kovac has to be happy. Argentina have created chances, but right now Croatia still with the 1-0 lead, and they've really shown that they can go toe-to-toe with Argentina. Always look dangerous when they venture in the attack. Of course, the backline for Argentina doesn't really have too much chemistry together. Fazio, Verhini, and Ansaldi. Ansaldi, that's his 4th cap, and 3rd cap for Verhini, the Sunderland defender. And for Fazio, only his 3rd cap after moving this summer to Tottenham, the big defender. Also very dangerous aerial threat. Fazio stands at 6'5".
Croatia looking for more before the break. Badelli's cross toward the penalty spot. Kopp was there. Still a chance for the Croatians. Verhini comes up with the ball all the way back to Romero. No time to think for Romero, just had to get rid of it.
Not taking any chances. It's some good pressing. Romero's on the ball. Seeing Versalico fly at him. And they want to make it as uncomfortable as possible for Sergio Romero, who hasn't really gotten too much club time. It's a bit strange when you think of a World Cup starting goalkeeper who went all the way to the final, who up until last season wasn't starting, didn't start last season at Monaco. Subasic, who's actually the Croatian goalkeeper not playing today, was a starter. Now for his club side Sampdoria, he's only playing now because the starter Emiliano Viviano is injured. But he is starting for Argentina, and has done a good job.
And a good job for Sampdoria at the moment as well. As, Samp have been the revelation of Serie A this campaign. All the way back for Fazio.
Also really impressed in the World Cup, especially with his penalty-saving abilities. It was rock solid for them. Was always going to be the question mark going into the tournament. Would the goalkeeper turn out to be a problem? But it's quite the opposite, actually.
But just a 1 minute of added time on top of the 45 from this first stanza. A chance for Argentina, maybe their last attack, as Croatia win it right back. Messi trying to press. Charbini boots the ball up the pitch, just trying to eat up the remaining seconds of this opening stanza. Fazio booted forward. Still a slow, deliberate build-up from the back is Zabaleta. Perez. Pressed by Milan Badeli, who commits the foul. Instead of the final 10 seconds of this opening half, Messi toward the back post. Dish right back out. Now Fazio will give chase, but that will likely be it for the opening stanza. And the first half whistle comes from Andre Mariner. It is Argentina 0, Croatia 1, as Ana Charbini scored the opener on 11 minutes.
Very impressive from Croatia, the way they've played bravely with the ball at their feet, going up front. Mateo Kovacic playing very well in the opening 15 minutes with his vision, and on the other side, Lionel Messi, virtually unstoppable, as has been the case throughout his career.
So Argentina and Lionel Messi trail at the break. We'll take a quick commercial break and show you the very best of that opening half, and there were certainly chances for the Albiceleste. Stick around. Welcome back. There is Alen Halilovic right at the center circle as he's come on as a second half sub, and Croatia getting the action underway from right to left on your screen. They lead at 1-0. The goal by Charbini after 11 minutes has been the difference. Argentina, for the time being, look to be the same 11 players on the pitch. We'll try and confirm who's come off for Niko Kovac as soon as we can.
So much hype around Alen Halilovic, the Barcelona B player who's played 8 matches for them this season. Next Dinamo Zagreb, and is considered really,
well, the quote-unquote Croatian Messi, and he's coming up against the Argentine Messi, if you would.
That's quite a name to live up to, but a few times I've seen him, he's like quite a sparky player. Great technique.
Good work from Angel Di Maria, looking for enough space for the cross. But Versalico is up to the challenge, the sliding challenge. Dispossesses Di Maria. Out to touch for Argentina. By the way, could we put the blank Messi to bed now? It seems every young kid coming up is the next Leo Messi. Shop. Good work from Shop to shake one marker, but Javier Mascherano, an ever-present danger in that midfield, comes up with a save for Argentina.
Well, Kovacic coming off, it's quite surprising. Had it been a match that actually counted for something, Kovacic was arguably the best performer for Croatia. It was so hard to stop when he went on those runs in the center of the park, and always has great vision as well.
That tells you that Mateo Kovacic will have a part to play against Italy and Milan. And this man will have a part to play today. Carlos Tevez is getting warmed up.
Very curious to hear the reception. Coming back in his old stomping ground, where he was one of the favorites for West Ham in the season he spent there. Helped them avoid relegation, scored some very crucial goals in the Premier League, and then the rest is history.
Already, in my mind, the goal of the year contender. The next Puskas Award very likely goes to Carlos Tevez with an incredible goal at the weekend in Serie A.
Against Parma, took on literally the entire team. It was something...
Won the ball back to start with. He won the ball back for himself in midfield, and then...
Almost Maradona-esque and Messi-esque. And he's been brilliant in Serie A. A move that really worked out for him in his last few years at Manchester City. And then moved to Juventus and has really been the focal figure for their attack. And Tata Martino realized this, called him back up.
Good switch from Messi, looking for Ansaldi on the far side. Christian Ansaldi bringing it down, looking for the square ball inside the box. He'll take a shot himself. It gets deflected inside, it's level. Croatia appealing for a handball, but Christian Ansaldi has found the equalizer early into the second half. It's Argentina 1, Croatia 1.
Well, let's take another look at this. Clear deflection, very unlucky for Croatia. And it was a good run forward from the left back Ansaldi. The Atleti man gets forward and unleashes with his right foot and takes a deflection off of
Sergio Aguero brings his arms up.
Yeah, just hits Aguero, but no intent there, as he was just, actually, from a second angle, went right off his arm.
Well, no intention, that's for sure, but the hand in an unnatural position could be an argument. Agüero brings his arms up to protect his face, but he brings them away from his face, away from his body. Now Messi upended by Lovac.
I think so much is made out of that, but in that split half a second that you have to think about it, I think that's a move most humans would make with a ball flying right at them. They have to explain natural.
That is exactly it, isn't it? It's up to the interpretation of the referee whether or not the hand is in a natural or unnatural position.
And it's such a difficult thing to explain, and that's why you still have so much controversy.
In this case, however, you think, well, if he doesn't bring his arms up like that, the ball doesn't get deflected into the net. It's a goal that shouldn't stand, but it does because the referee has to make the decision on a split second. And he can't tell whether it's come off of Agüero's shoulder, his head. Clearly it was the arm of Kun Agüero, who does, by the way, have a hand of God moment of his own. When he was playing with Atletico Madrid, well, glove of God, if you would, because he had that gloved hand. Here's Di Maria looking for the opener. Kun Agüero was making the run, and Saldi wants a second. That's deflected and out, and it's going to be a corner kick for Argentina. Messi making his way over to the corner flag.
Well, going the other way is where I'm actually even more interested to see this Argentine backline. Wasn't too impressed with Santiago Verhini at the back. Him and Fazio not really on the same wavelength. And they made it very easy for Croatia to get in dangerous opportunities for two defenders trying to find their way into the first team.
Play back for Ansaldi. Chip over the top. Kun Agüero off the chest. Beat the offside trap, but not the second defender.
A soft touch there from the left back. Nice little dink over the top, what you'd usually see from an attacking midfielder.
Here's Agüero again. Full head of steam Agüero into the area. The challenge from Jedvaj. And Jedvaj wins the battle. Now for Salico to clear it away. Argentina were definitely into a rhythm through the late stages of that second half. Ever since the goal from Sciarpini, they really carried the tempo and had the majority of the chances, but unable to break through. And sometimes it takes that little bit of luck. They've had it via Ansaldi to find that equalizer. Verhini finding Fazio. No substitutions for Argentina as of yet. Still the same 11 on the pitch, and that is Romero in goal. Zabaleta, Verhini, Fazio, and Ansaldi along the back. Mascherano with Banega and Perez in midfield. That is Enzo Perez on the ball who finds Zabaleta. Messi, Agüero, and Di Maria are up top. For Croatia, just the one change is Mateo Kovacic will certainly play a role in his adopted land when they visit Italy. And why not play a Serie A player against the Italians? So he comes off and makes way for Halilovic, who joins Milic, Sciarpini, and Schupp up top. Antolic and Badelli in the holding midfield role with Versalico, Lovac, Leskovic, and Jedvaj in front of Kalinic. Slip through for Zabaleta. He's through on goal. Zabaleta, just a heavy touch. And Jedvaj makes the clearance.
That's a great recovery once again. Jedvaj talking about his speed in the first half for a central defender. Does well to close off the gap, and Zabaleta could have taken it first time, but takes that extra touch, and that's where Jedvaj makes the interception, just gets it out of the danger area.
Here is Halilovic. He's beaten Zabaleta. Alen Halilovic into the area against Mascherano, and his clubmate dispossesses him shoulder to shoulder. And the Barca man beats out the Barca B man.
I don't want to be that guy, Andres, but there was something Messi-esque about the run. Maybe the hair fluttering back in the wind.
There certainly are some resemblances. It's a smart decision from Kalinic.
Jokes aside, it was a great run. It's a first touch for Halilovic and went right at the Argentina defenders, who once again make it too easy for Croatia to get into a dangerous opportunity.
Versalico, the through ball, looking for a shot. He's cut out by Verhini.
Good pace as well from Halilovic. Such a close control with the ball. Looks like it's virtually glued onto his foot as he made that venturing run forward.
Now Perez. Back for Fazio. Here's Mascherano. That's a good ball in for Sergio Agüero, but he's going to put in a shift to get there, and he does. And Saldi. Given away by Verhini, one back by Alen Halilovic. So quick on the ball, Halilovic. Shifty as well, the through ball is on for Schupp, he lays it off. Sciarpini, now Halilovic, inside the area, left-footed shot, won't get past the first defender. Verhini is there to make the block. Badelli maintains possession for Versalico. Near side now, Leovac. Sciarpini.
Get the feeling Niko Kovac, the Croatian coach, has some interesting decisions going forward. A lot of these players who aren't regulars have been very good so far. And there's one of them, Jedvaj.
Now it's Croatia enjoying a nice spell of possession, and Argentina happy to give them some of the space here in midfield. Milan Padelli through for Halilovic. Alan Halilovic, he can turn quickly. Instead, he finds the outlet pass to the wing. Milic puts it back in play. Halilovic with Milic. Slip through, but Federico Facio coming through the clear. Jedvaj. Leskovic. Ljovac under pressure from Messi. Now Agüero putting a little bit of pressure. They'll retreat all the way back to Kalinic. Now through Ljovac, increased pressure now from Argentina. Nearly won back. Sliding challenge does get it back for Argentina. Now Messi, Lionel Messi finding Kun Agüero. Tripping over the ball is Sergio, but finding Mascherano. Banega. Di Maria returning to Banega. Masche. Here's Zabaleta. Best chance for a game winner has come through the feet of Pablo Zabaleta. The ball slipped through by Messi, but Zabaleta's touch just a little heavy, allowing for Jedvaj to recover. Here's Rahimi. Walking a tightrope on the near side now, Zabaleta. Here's Mascherano. Good first touch by Angel Di Maria through the path, and Kun Agüero giving chase. Agüero tripped up inside the 18. Surely it's a penalty.
Surely.
Kalinic committing a foul inside of the box. It was a good ball from Lionel Messi as we take another look.
Well, I don't know how Kalinic is pleading his innocence. As clear as daylight, just goes right into Kun Agüero. And there's no question. Kun Agüero starts dragging his feet, but so much contact, and that's a penalty. Rightfully given.
Maybe the only thing missing from Argentina for the opening half was some of the finishing. They got a bit of a break on the deflection early on, and now a chance to take the lead as Messi stands 12 paces away from the go-ahead goal. Lionel Messi, goal number 45 for his country. Argentina 2, Croatia 1. It was Messi who created the chance for Kun Agüero, got tripped up inside the area, and it's Messi who puts it in the back of the net.
And who else but Lionel Messi? On his 96th cap, that's his 45th goal. Incredible numbers for a 27-year-old. He's done it on the domestic level as well as the international stage, and goals you like. It's the side netting, and I think even if Kalinic had guessed the right way, it would have been hard to get a finger on that one, and even the London supporters here at the stadium appreciate brilliance when they see it.
Well, he's had a few misses, a few recent high-profile misses, Lionel Messi, from the penalty spot. And that's not going to stop him, and it certainly won't deter any of his teammates or managers from allowing him to take virtually all of the spot kicks for Argentina. Did miss one at the Super Classico against Brazil, in a match that Argentina lost 2-0 to the Brazilians, and Messi had his effort from the spot denied. He also missed one while playing for Barcelona against Levante earlier this season, a game in which he did get a goal and a couple of assists. He was man of the match, could have had a hat-trick.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper that stopped it, Diego Alves, has stopped more than 50% of the penalties coming his way. So it was like flipping a coin for Messi in that instance.
Diego Alves does have some phenomenal record. Almost a sixth sense for penalties. Stops from Cristiano, he stops from Lionel Messi. Well, today Kalinic could not stop La Pulga. He's on the score sheet for, as you mentioned, his 45th international. They'd offer Tevez again, finding Messi. Messi at the edge of the area. Messi onto his left. Messi for Angel Di Maria, who just could not find Carlos Tevez.
Good work once again. Jedvaj in the right place at the right time. Been very impressed with the teenager. Has looked very composed. His positioning always seems to be spot on. And he might just force his way into the senior side.
Here's Banega. He's got space in front of him. He'll lay it off for Carlos Tevez. A concerted effort to get Tevez involved and making up for lost time on the national team.
Senior side starting 11, that is.
Angel Di Maria, the through ball is on for Carlos Tevez. Carlitos! Just wide. Oh, what a return that would have been at this stadium on the national team. Carlos Tevez looking for an insurance goal for Argentina.
Well, it would have been a storybook restart for his Argentina career, scoring in the stadium where he first made his name in Europe. He is onside. Beautiful pass to find him in space, and had to step on the defender Marko Leskovic, and that shot going for the bottom far corner just forces that last-ditch kick save from the goalkeeper, who did well to send it just wide, but enough of a touch on it. And Ever Banega, who's looked a bit out of sorts today, hasn't gotten too involved in the action, replaced by the Juventus man Roberto Pereira, who we've seen in a more wide role for Argentina. Remember in the Super Classico, he played as a right midfielder. Also has played as a right wing back for his club Juventus.
Substitution on the other end as well, as Ivan Tomaszak is the man to come on. Halilovic, the ball through for Rusalico, picked up by Shop. Now Perez. Messi. Messi around one. Dispossessed by Halilovic. Versalico. Played wide for Milic. There is Halilovic. It's an air of Ivan Rakitic about him as well. Could just be the hair.
Might be. But I do see that. He has drifted deeper into the midfield to get the ball. Always have to like that quality about a player who's supposed to support the striker.
A bright future ahead for the young Alen Halilovic, and he has looked like a difference maker since coming on. Certain spark about him. Verhini comes up with the interception. Croatia, though, get a gift as it's right back into the path now of Yayalo. And here's Pereira. New look for Pereira as well. He's taken after Arturo Vidal in some respects. Talk about a positive influence at Juventus.
Also has played like Arturo Vidal this season. He's done very well with Juventus. Such a versatile player as well. We saw him as a second striker at times for Udinese, and as a right winger, and now as a right wing back, where he even has some defensive responsibilities, but he's done well getting forward. And always improving on the defensive end as well. That'll come with time.
Tevez, he's got the run of Messi picked out. Carlos Tevez, a sliding challenge from Leovac to deny him, but now Angel Di Maria, back to Tevez. Carlos Tevez very much involved since coming on. Di Maria now has to adjust his run. Messi, still Messi. Di Maria upended inside the 18, laid off for Mascherano. Denied by Kalinic. Javier Mascherano is not known for his goal scoring. Does have a few goals for the national team, 3 to be precise, and that one nearly the most spectacular of all.
Definitely got a lot of power behind it, and it was Messi. First attempt to get that ball back to Di Maria, but then it falls right into the path of Javier Mascherano, who makes a rare venture forward to join the attack and really connects with it well. Good save once again. Kalinic said this a few times throughout the match. He's put in a solid performance, except for the penalty, of course, but his saving's been good.
Di Maria plays it short. Enzo Perez, the closest man to it. Di Maria comes back to win it inside the 18. Here's Angel. Tried the heel flick for Zabaleta. Mascherano all by himself as Argentina drop numbers back to try and cover the counter. Halilovic won't get there as Mascherano shields him off. Verhini. Here's Tevez. Easy ball for Zabaleta. Easier for Enzo. Retreating for Mascherano. And even further back for Fazio. Tevez slipped through for Messi. A cheeky pass for Lionel Messi. He's got a lot of work to get there. Just slightest bit of a heavy touch. Actually seemed to hesitate momentarily, Messi. Wasn't sure he would get there, and nearly did.
Good pressure again. Jedvaj tracking down with Messi. Even if it is a friendly, we've seen some very good aggressive play from both sides. Croatia especially are fighting really hard, trying to get back into this match. Defending valiantly as well. And a few questions about this Argentina backline, Andres. Still plenty of work to do for the two center back, Fazio and Verhini. Croatia have found opportunities very easy to come by. Should have been a bit more difficult for them. Verhini was cut out for the first goal.
Messi now for Carlos Tevez, who's just beyond the last defender. The flag goes up. It's challenging for the Capocannoniere today, or this season in Serie A. At the moment, Carlos Tevez. Substitution about to be made for Tata Martino, who's tried to look at as many defensive players as he could, but now making a change on the attacking front as Angel Di Maria is going to take a seat on the bench.
Well, it's a player that also plays in London, but not for West Ham, and you can hear he is a Tottenham player, Eric Lamela. He's brought over from South America by Roma, ex-River Plate player who now plays for Tottenham. And
a defensive change as well as Jonathan Silva comes on to replace Christian Ansaldi.
Good work from Ansaldi, the Atletico Madrid man. Always got forward and also provided the shot that was deflected into the goal.
Romero will play it out through Verhini. Zabaleta was being closed down by Halilovic, so the ball retreats all the way back for Romero. He's got a few options, but to boot it up pitch. Leovac, not the intended target, but he came up with it. Squared by Leskovic for Jedvaj. It is the debut, the Argentina debut. Took out Romero, has to come out in front of this one as Shop was bearing down, looking for an equalizer. But as mentioned, Jonathan Silva, the Sporting Club of Portugal man, 20 years old, making his Argentina debut now under Tata Martino on the play. Just under a quarter of an hour in his Albiceleste maiden performance. Of course, Lamela's gotten a few games under his belt. 8 to be, in fact. He's already scored his first Albiceleste goal. Carlos Tevez working to try and get it back, and there is the work rate of Carlos Tevez. The stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheets, but makes him a huge influence on whatever side he's playing on.
He really is a whirling bus of energy, isn't he, Carlos Tevez? Beloved now by Juventus, and he's going to be so important for Argentina going forward.
Fans on their feet as Leo Messi prepares to strike this ball. He'll play it short with Enzo Perez. Now it's Messi again onto his left. Zabaleta making the run into the 18. Play back for Pereira. Cleared away only as far as Mascherano. Enzo Perez. Javier Mascherano is sort of a hybrid defensive midfielder slash center back whenever he plays in that holding midfield position.
He always does venture back and help the two center backs, then picks up the ball and kick-starts the attack for Argentina. Always plays that simple pass.
Pereira. Difficult for Lamela to control. He does come up with it, but makes a difficult pass to control back the other way. Badelli. Doesn't play quite as much as you'd imagine Milan Badelli for Fiorentina and Serie A. Vincenzo Montella preparing to line up midfielders who are more creative than destructive. Tevez. Messi, quick touch into the path of Carlos Tevez. It's out for Pereira. He's got space in front of him, Pereira. Pereira onto his right foot, square for Lionel Messi. Messi with his right, just off the bar. He's hit the post, Lionel Messi. Nearly a second goal for the Barcelona man.
And you wonder if it was on his opposite foot, would that have gone in? I have to think so. It was good work originally from Roberto Pereira getting forward. And then he sees Lionel Messi on the edge of the box and feeds it to Messi. And Messi just trying with his weaker foot to curl it right by Kalinic and came so close to getting his brace.
Messi's already hit the post 6 times for Barcelona this season. He's been denied by the upright yet again today.
So not only the best player, but also the unluckiest player. It's up for debate.
Well, no question, there's been a difference in his finishing. It's been the one noticeable thing is his finishing hasn't been as otherworldly as we've become accustomed to. But to be fair, there are moments. It's not as if it's been a prolonged moment. 10 minutes left. Argentina lead at 2-1 after Croatia took an early lead 11 minutes in from Charbini. A bit of luck early in the second half saw Saudi hit a ball off of Sergio Aguero's arm to tie it up in the 49th minute, and then Messi from the penalty spot made it 2-1 in the 57th. But if you remember, Messi had a very close range effort in the first half, just narrowly wide, and he's hit the post as well. Could really easily be on a hat trick.
Yeah.
Instead, he'll settle for what for now is the game winner.
It's funny, Argentina before this match actually warmed up in a training match against the West Ham under-21s, and they must be thinking, well, those guys were older than this Croatian side we're playing.
Just means fresh legs. Tevez won't get to the end of that pass. Out to touch for Croatia. They had a much better first half than they have in the second stanza.
It's interesting, Tevez has worked so well playing off of a target striker at Juventus. Him and Llorente have linked up very well with the holding striker just playing with his back to goal, allowing Tevez to venture forward and just going on a clever 1-2 as Tevez makes the run into the box. It's worked so well in Turin.
The sliding challenge from Silva. You try to appreciate it, the defensive work from the debutant. Lamela not where he ought to be. The man preparing to come on is Mate Mitrovic. Here's Lamela. The crowd letting him know. Ball given away by Carlos Tevez. Oh, by the time the full-time whistle blows, it might just be 11 Rijeka players on the pitch for Croatia. There's the substitute that's about to come on is also a Rijeka defender. And about to bring the age down, the average age. He's only 20. Well, that's good for Shop, who just held up his run enough to not be in an offside position, but equally good from Sergio Romero to spot and cut out the danger. Silva plays the ball forward, but Milan Badelli wins it back. Again, only momentarily. There's Carlos Tevez in midfield, Tevez and Messi. Lamela winning it back. Now Tevez. Tevez has Messi in front of him. He's got the supporting run to his left as well from Silva. Leovac makes the clearance.
Interesting to hear the crowd go from raucous applause when Tevez has the ball to wholehearted boos when he passes it over to Eric Lamela. Seeing the domestic allegiances come into light here as well.
The other player preferring to come on is Marko Rog, as this Croatian side gets younger and younger. Making his way off is Leskovic. I'm not sure who Marko Rog has just come on for. We'll try and confirm that as soon as possible. And there is the confirmation, is Duye Chop is the man to make way.
Hard-working match from Duye Chop, the big striker. Saw him a lot on the right wing, allowing all those runs from the likes of Halilovic and Kovacic to a more central role. Also showed a bit of cheekiness too with his attempted chip shot.
Talked about the booing and cheering. The triangulation between Messi, Lamela, and Carlos Tevez would be an entertaining chorus. Enzo Perez. That Xavi-esque escape dribble from the Benfica man all the way back for Verini. Facio. Silva returning the ball to Verini. Zabaleta is the escape off if he wants him. Instead, he'll play it back for Romero. Jonathan Silva, by the way, the debutant for Argentina, the former Estudiantes man, has recently made the move to Sporting. He's starting to now get some playing time in the Portuguese league. Sporting, of course, the club where Cristiano Ronaldo was blooded. Cristiano will get a chance to see this Argentina squad and Leo Messi next week on Tuesday right here on BN Sports. Versalico for Milic. Still Versalico, his attempted clearance is blocked and into the hands of Romero. Hasn't had too much work to do today. Sergio Romero, it's been comfortable. It is, of course, also the debut of Marko Rog, the latest Croatian substitute. And the same is true of Mate Mitrovic. So Niko Kovac making it a day of firsts at Upton Park. Here's Verhini.
And also good to see the coach tapping into the successful teams in domestic Croatian action.
Tevez. Zabaleta. Nearly dispossessed. Zabaleta finds Enzo Perez. Here's Tevez. Always seems to be looking for Lionel Messi. And he finds him again.
Maybe trying to prove a point.
Lamela, as if you had any doubt. Eric Lamela with the through ball into the path of Pereira. Pereira looking to square it. Finally does, but first man there is Mitrovic, the substitute, making his first intervention, and it's an interception.
And if he hadn't got it, Carlos Tevez was right behind him, barreling in the center of the box. Just had to toe poke that one in.
Here's Zabaleta. Well, it started off as a nervous match for Tata Martino's men, but it's been a good international friendly for the Albiceleste as they prepare for their campaign in Copa America come next year. Of course, the draw for the Copa America coming up later this month. In many ways, for Tata Martino, is in terms of the results, it is as much job security as a manager could possibly have, because there is no qualifying for Copa America. It's just the 10 South American teams that play in the oldest national team competition on the planet. And so in that regard, he is under contract until the end of the 2018 World Cup. But he knows for certain that he'll get the Copa America. And of course, after that is the 2016 Copa America, which is a centennial edition. It will be played in the United States, and they'll include CONCACAF teams as well. That would be the most significant and most important national team competition played in the US since the '94 World Cup. And what fun it'll be. Final 2 minutes of regulation, and the Croatians may be resigned to their fate at the moment. All but the new man, Marko Rog, who commits the foul. Why not some more substitutions? And why not one in goal as Kalinic makes his way off?
That's going to be even Varcic to come on. Kalinic had an up-and-down game. I thought with his reflexes on the saves, he was very impressive, especially on his save in the first half on Kun Agüero. But then that clumsy challenge to give up the penalty, which led to Lionel Messi's goal. So we saw the good and the bad from Lovre Kalinic, 24-year-old from Magic Split. His first cap, one he'll definitely remember for a lifetime. A few good stories to tell along the way. The day he got scored on by Lionel Messi.
What is Vargas to come on, because Daniel Subasic, in fact, will be the man to play against Italy on Sunday. And so we get the debut of two new Croatia goalkeepers today. The first ever caps for Klanic, who played 88 minutes, and for Ivan Vargic, who plays the final 2+ at a time. Eight players have made their debut today under Niko Kovac for Croatia. Enzo Perez with the delivery toward the near post. Zabaleta trying to keep it in possession. Pereira does. Perez with a second effort to send it into the box. And fouled from behind by Carlitos Tevez.
It'll be very interesting to see how Tata Martino decides to go in the attack. He has so many options. Haven't even seen Gonzalo Higuain, the Napoli man. And it's between him, Kun Agüero, Carlos Tevez, Lavezzi as well. So many choices in the attack, so many different looks.
Jonathan Silva commits his first foul as a Argentine national first-teamer. We'll get another look at it. It's that contact early and not the sliding challenge that draws the whistle from Andre Mariner. Of course, he is the one debutant for Argentina today. We have yet to see the debut of Willy Caballero, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Instead, Sergio Romero keeping his spot. Crossed in toward the near post. Giving chase is Mitrovic, but he'll pull up.
Always wondered why Willy Caballero, during his time at Malaga, had some incredible matches. Must feel hard done that he hasn't gotten more looks with his national side.
Yayalo played out in a throw-in for Croatia. Novak, Alilovic. Alilovic in tight space, runs into a wall, out Leo Messi. Still Messi, tripped up from behind was Messi by Leovac. Professional foul, but no yellow card shown from Andre Mariner, who hasn't shown the yellow card today. Pulled quickly for Eric Lamela. The familiar soundtrack when Lamela touches the ball. Carlos Tevez with Messi. Still Messi. Messi looking for the angle. Messi to Tevez. He was in an offside position and the ball just beyond his reach.
Really a champagne football when those three start playing around the box. So hard to stop, so many different movements. And
3 minutes of added time. We're just past the first. Yayalo. Mascherano buzzing around Yayo. That is the question, Matteo, for Tata Martino. Once you've got Tevez in full national team form, Agüero, Gonzalo Higuain, if he is going to play a 4-3-3, there's only one spot for all of those guys. And so obviously you move Messi to the right because that takes him out of the equation and he's going to be your best right winger anyway. But then you have an embarrassment of riches to pick from between Tevez, Agüero, and Gonzalo Higuain.
I wonder how many coaches in world football would love to have that problem.
No question. And then, of course, for the other spot on the three-man attacking trio, you've got Angel Di Maria, but you've also got Ezequiel Lavezzi.
Yep. And then if you want to go more offensive, you can play Di Maria more in a central midfield role, similar to how we saw him line up for Real Madrid when Carlo Ancelotti was coaching him.
That is full time, 93 minutes of work. It is Argentina 2, Croatia 1. Croatia opened the scoring in the 11th minute via Charbini, who scored his first international goal. But then Argentina battled back with a deflected goal from Christian Insaldi that hit off of Agüero's arms and in. And then Lionel Messi from the penalty spot in the 57th minute gets his 45th international goal. And it's a game winner to boot.